Hello guys, how are we all doing? Welcome back to yet another video. This weekend we have the Sky Bet League 1 and League 2 playoff finals, and today we're going to see if we can predict them, with Bolton playing Oxford United and Crewe taking on Crawley Town. It's well and truly playoff fever time right now. We've also got myself and Sophie's second leg of the Championship playoff semi-final predictions coming later today at 4 PM, so look out for that as well. But as I say, today we're focusing on the League 1 and League 2 playoff finals, and we will stream the League 1 playoff final on Saturday, so do look out for that. Before we dive into the games themselves and start giving some predictions, do make sure to share your own predictions down in the comments. Let me know what you think the scores are going to be. Let me know who you think is going to get promoted. Make sure as well to hit the like button. We'll go for 699 on this one, very random, but make sure to drop a like. It's free to do, and it's free to subscribe. If you've not already hit the subscribe button, make sure to do so. We're this close now to 65,000 subscribers, so that would be amazing. Like, subscribe, share your predictions, and let's get into the games themselves. And we start, of course, with Saturday's League 1 playoff final between Bolton Wanderers and Oxford United. And already I'm excited for this one. I think this is promising to be a very good Sky Bet League 1 playoff final between two teams that have been very good this season, and two teams that I did think would get here just before the semi-finals got underway. I had a feeling that Bolton would get past Barnsley, and they did. They made a bit of hard work with it in the home leg afterwards, but they got through. And as for Oxford United, I had a sneaky suspicion they'd get past Peterborough, and they did. They did do very well there. And like I say, they both deserve to be here, and both one win away from a return to the Championship. For Bolton Wanderers, it's now 5 years since they last played in the Championship, which will feel like a long time to their fans. For the Oxford United fans, it's an extra 20 years. It's 25 years since they played in the second division of English football, and that's what I'm calling it because it wasn't called the Championship then. So I think it'd be great to see either of these get here. Bolton are the club I remember being a Premier League team when I was growing up, of course. Oxford United, I like their story. And I also have a bit of sympathy with the Oxford United fans who've made it to Wembley quite a few times recently and always seem to lose. So it'd be very refreshing to see them win. But I've also had sympathy for the Bolton fans over recent years when they were getting relegated and playing their kids and had so many bad financial problems behind the scenes. So the main thing you've got to say here is congratulations to both teams, because obviously only one of them will go on to get promoted, but they both deserve to be here. They've both picked themselves up, and whoever doesn't win this, you've got to fancy to be in the mix again next season. As for the game itself then, let's have a little look at some of the numbers and the players to look out for. Of course, Bolton Wanderers come into this as favourites. They finished third in League 1 this season. They're actually odds on to win this game with the bookmakers. They got 87 points, which is 10 points better off than Oxford United. They scored more goals than Oxford United, and they conceded less goals, so you can already start ticking a few boxes in favour of Bolton Wanderers. Also, when it came to the head-to-heads, we saw a goalless draw at the Kassam Stadium, but we did see when Bolton were at home, they beat Oxford United 5-0, so they picked up 4 points against them this season. The men in the dugouts, you've got Ian Evatt, who's done a very good job guiding Bolton back into a good position, and you've got Des Buckingham at Oxford United, who I have been a big fan of, and I think he's done an incredible job this season when you think how competitive League 1 is with the teams that keep coming down from the Championship. As for some of the key players and players you need to look out for, in goal, Bolton Wanderers have got Nathan Baxter. I do like Josh Sheehan in the middle. I think he's a very good player, and I did really enjoy watching the two danger men up front in Aaron Collins and Dion Charles through the League 1 playoffs. So they've got a lot of firepower. Can Oxford United contain them? In the net for Oxford United, of course, you've got Jamie Cumming. I'm a big fan of Cameron Brannigan. Can he play a key role in this match at the weekend? Josh Murphy, he's got that pace down the side. And of course, you must look out for Mark Harris, the top scorer for Oxford United this season. So then, both teams obviously have some great players, but overall, when you look at some of the key numbers and the bookmakers, they are all pointing towards Bolton should get this done. But I think you should be under no illusions, of course, that this is a one-off game. And although if these teams were to play each other 10 times, I would lean towards Bolton probably winning more of them, there's just that feeling that in a one-off game, Oxford United might just snatch it. And that's not to discredit Oxford United, by the way. I think they've been very good this season and definitely deserve to be here. I wonder what difference the head-to-heads make this season, with Oxford not being able to beat Bolton or score against Bolton this season. Do you know what? For my prediction, I do think Oxford United are going to score, but I might be a little bit predictable and go along with the favourites to just win this, and I mean just. I think Oxford United are going to make this very difficult, but I am going to go with Bolton Wanderers 2-1 winners in this matchup. Like I said, I'll be happy for either of these teams to get promoted. Bolton because I always remember them being a Premier League team when I was growing up, and Oxford United because what an incredible achievement it would be to see them back in the top 2 divisions. And they've been knocking on the door for some time, but will they make it this time? We will wait and see. Share your thoughts down below, guys. As I say, I'm just going for Bolton 2-1 over Oxford United. So then we move on to Sunday's game, which is the League 2 playoff final between Crawley Town and Crewe Alexandra. And the first thing I must say is, although I didn't do League 2 predictions for the semi-finals on the channel, I will put my hands up and say I possibly would have leaned towards MK Dons and Doncaster getting through. They would have been the favourites, but you've got to credit Crawley and Crewe, and it just goes to show that my predictions are not usually that reliable. So whoever I go for here, you can be sure that the other team is probably going to win. No, in all seriousness, how good were Crawley Town to smash MK Dons 8-1 over 2 games? They're going to be full of confidence and come to Wembley really believing that it will be them getting to League 1. You must say though, Crewe Alexandra also produced an incredible display. Obviously they lost the first leg to Doncaster 2-0, and let's not forget Doncaster were the form team in League 2. And then of course Crewe went to the Keep Moat, won 2-0 and then won on penalties to get through. And that is incredible. Both teams have done something incredible in the League 2 playoff semi-finals. The thing is, only one of them can go on to get promoted now, and which one will it be? Well, let's have a little look at some of the numbers and players, and there's not a lot to separate these two. When it comes to where they finished in the table, Crawley was 7th, Crewe was 6th, but there was only 1 point between them, with Crewe getting to 71 points, Crawley getting to 70. Crawley did have the better goal difference, if you might take that into some consideration. Crawley scored more goals than Crewe this season, but they also conceded more goals. When it came to the head-to-heads this season, Crewe have done the double with a 4-2 win away at Crawley and a 1-0 win at home against Crawley Town. This one is really tricky to separate, you know, because I would maybe say that Crawley Town are the more formed team. I think you've got to be fair and say that Scott Lindsay has got this team hitting form at the right time, and as we said, they're going to be absolutely full of confidence after their dispatching of MK Dons. But Crewe Alexandra with Lee Ball are a solid outfit. Although they've not been particularly consistent through the last stages of the season, they do have that ability to just grind wins over the line. And when it comes to some of the key players here for Crewe Alexandra, you've got the goalkeeper, Max Straight, you've got Mickey Demetriou, Rio Adebisi, you've also got the likes of Elliot Nevitt, who is their top goal scorer for this season. And there's been plenty of games which Crewe won 1-0, Elliot Nevitt gets a goal and they get the job done. Could it be a game like that? Well, in goal for Crawley Town, you've got Corey Adai, of course, who is a monster. I mean, he's about 6'9", isn't he? There's plenty of key players for Crawley that could influence this game, in the likes of Will Wright, maybe, Danilo Arisi, who's got 24 goals this season, Lolos, who I believe has got 14 goals as well. When it comes to when these two were last back in League 1, for Crewe Alexandra, it was only 2 years ago when they last played in the 3rd division of English football. For Crawley Town, it was 2015, and I actually remember that game because it was Crawley 1, Coventry 2, which sent Crawley down to League 2, and they've not come back up since. Do you know what? This is incredibly close to call. They both did incredibly well in the League 2 playoff semi-finals. Crawley Town's win was so emphatic. Crewe Alexandra's win was so dramatic. I'm going to go with the Railway Men. Honestly, you could flip a coin here, but I'm going to say Crawley 1, Crewe 2. And I don't know what my reasoning is, because I think either team could win this. I would just go with Crewe, and what's maybe just influencing my mind is the head-to-head records, but like I say, it can all go out the window in a one-off game at Wembley. So I'll put it to you to share your thoughts down below, guys. Be sure to share your predictions for the League 1 and League 2 playoff finals down in the comments, because that wraps up today's video. If you've enjoyed the video, as I say, make sure to drop a like. It's free to like, and it's also free to subscribe. So get involved with all of that good stuff, and I will see you in the next one. Good luck to all 4 teams competing in the playoffs this weekend. Take care. Peace out.